Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is President Obama and economic development. And we have with us to talk about President Obama and economic development, Dr. MParachuri from Tennessee State University. And Dr. MParachuri, let me welcome you to the show this morning and to tell you how delighted we are to have you, and to remind our audience that they probably remember you with us when you first came by dealing with President Obama and the economic development.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you can tell us, after you give us some information in reference to your background, education, and et cetera, how things have changed since you were first with us. And that's what we want to talk about today, a sort of a review and a preview of some of the things that have happened. Let's start off by talking about your background, and then we'll get into additional information.
Okay, Dr. Haney, thank you very much for inviting me. Though it has been a long time since I came back here, and this was before President Obama got elected. At that time, we were talking about as a candidate, and we were hoping and praying too that he would get elected. And ever since that time, as I predicted, and he has done a fantastic job in getting us out of this rut which the Bush administration has caused us. And every day, hundreds of thousands of workers, they were losing jobs left and right. And the first thing President Obama had done was first arrested that workforce downfall. That's one of the major things which he has done. Number of people still talk about, oh, well, he has 4 years and still the unemployment rate is still around 8%. But that's not true. You know, as a matter of fact, if it is not for President Obama's policies, economic policies, and they were very aggressive, what we call in economics, Keynesian economics, wherever the private enterprise system fails, it is the responsibility of the government, and President Obama took care of that by stopping that, increasing unemployment day by day, plus he was able to create nearly 2.4 million new jobs during the first term. Now, here again, some of you might say, well, why is it still the unemployment rate is so high? If it is not for his economic policies, we would have seen another greatest depression we have had in 1930s, where officially there was an unemployment rate of 25%. Unofficially, it was nearly 50%. That means every other person was really unemployed during the Great Depression. Now, it reminded of that period when the election time and then Bush administration, how they have messed up our economy. So here, ever since he took over office, he has improved the economy tremendously. And today, as of last month data, it was 7.5% of unemployment. Still, it is very high. But don't forget, the number of workers who were laid off, they did not even want to try for a new job during the Bush administration. So after President Obama took over office, the economic policies have given enough incentive for the businessmen to start hiring again. So those people who were not looking for a job because there was no hope, they're all back into the labor force. So because of that, the unemployment rate is still high, but at the same token, you must remember that nearly 2.4 million new jobs were created during the Obama administration. And it is improving still a lot faster.
Very good. And I think, Dr. MParachuri, we're getting ready for the first commercial break, but essentially that's what we're talking about, looking back over that period in which there was very little hope as far as a large number of folks were concerned of any kind of improvement at all.
Right.
That even in spite of the opposition that the president has faced, and some of the major things I think you're going to talk about later has to do with infrastructure and et cetera and et cetera. It's difficult to do infrastructure by himself. You
Right.
see, and of course we're going to talk about that, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.
Thank you.